Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today's reading is late night tarot talk. So I'm filming this at, I think, around 11 p.m., which is normally not my style. I'm more of a morning person. I'm more productive in the a.m. than the p.m. But today we're going to be diving deep into some late night themes, some deep talks using tarot. So we have the three options you see here before you. Group number 1 is represented by the Two of Swords. Group number 2 is represented by the Fool card, and group number 3 represented by the Judgment card. So you guys can use the timestamps linked in the description box and or pinned in the comment section below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings. If you do feel called to more than one, that's totally fine. You might even want to watch all of them and take the messages that resonate with you. It's totally up to you. Just use your intuition to select the reading or readings and the messages that feel like they are for you, and leave the rest, as these are general readings. So make your selection and we'll see you in your reading. All right, hi group number 1. Welcome to your late night tarot talk. You guys chose the Two of Swords. So let's get some additional tarot cards to find out some more information about what the tarot wants to talk about tonight. Two of Swords, though, is about being a little bit sometimes indecisive, but what I'm actually seeing more so here in your reading is just taking a step back to differentiate. It feels like differentiation. Being able to discern between two options and taking some time out to weigh up those options in a fair, balanced, detached, and maybe objective way. So let's find out some more information. So what else does group number 1 need to know? We have the Ace of Wands. Could be a decision about what direction you want to move your creative energy into, or a new passion or project or even a hobby that is maybe requiring you to change some things around in your life. How are you going to incorporate this new hobby? How are you going to find the time or the energy to direct your focus toward that particular thing, or even a person, but is passionate no matter what it is? If it's a thing, hobby, an idea, there's passion there. We also have, the Page of Wands as well. So definitely passion here, exploration into a new area or territory of life. And I do see a willingness to learn and a willingness to see all sides of an experience, or of not necessarily an idea, but seeing all sides of a potential. So weighing up the options, because you're looking at basically the start of a new journey, and you're going, okay, how do I do this? What do I practically need to do? And what is this going to take to accomplish? But there's a lot of passion in starting this new thing. Could have to do with work. We have the Eight of Pentacles here. So this could definitely have to do with career or a hobby that you want to be doing behind the scenes. Maybe it's not necessarily something you do for money. Maybe it's just something that you want to practice, or you want to study, or you want to learn because you enjoy it. They keep showing me a piano, so buying like a keyboard. You may be wanting to get into learning to play the piano, or songwriting, or instruments in general. That doesn't have to apply to everyone, but they're showing me that with the Eight of Pentacles, his head down, and he's working on these pentacles here, but they're showing it to me like a keyboard on a piano. So I see there's a new idea, new inspiration, or new passion, like, oh, I would really love to do that, and I'm ready to get going on it, and I want to sit down and I want to practice so I can master it. But there's this overlying or overarching theme of, well, how am I going to do that? How am I going to factor that in with what I have to do every day? My routines, my obligations, my responsibilities, my work, my family, my social life, my health, my house, taking care of all the things that we have to do on a daily basis, and trying to decide, is this worth the investment? Is the passion and the pleasure that I might get from this new hobby or even like a side hustle. It could be. I mean, it could be with the Eight of Pentacles, definitely. Is it going to be worth the investment of my time and energy? Let's find out for you. Group number 1. Is it worth the investment of their time and energy? I feel... Oh, okay. Actually, they want those 4. All right. 3 of Swords. Okay. Well, with this one alone, I would say no, it's not. You might wind up disappointed or feeling like you put in all this effort or time or money and then you just kind of like didn't get the results that you wanted. Like maybe it didn't end up being as fun as you thought it would be, or you put in all this time and energy and then nothing comes of it and it feels like you failed. But let me see the rest of the cards here. Oof, yeah, 5 of Pentacles. Okay. So yeah, it would definitely be a bit of a waste of money, especially if you're wanting to invest, like if it's expensive. So let's say, for example, let's take that example of a keyboard. If you're wanting to learn to play piano, I would say don't go ahead and sign up for like full-blown 10-week piano course and buy yourself a grand piano. Like, no. You'll be very disappointed if you do that. And that's why it's good that you're sitting back and kind of observing this a little bit more impartially and objectively, detaching a little bit from the emotional impulsivity of wanting to do this right away and the passion behind it. I would recommend, if you want to do it and you still want to go through with whatever this thing is, just start small. Start very small. Get like a little cheapy used keyboard in this particular example, or a fairly inexpensive one off of Amazon, something like that. It's just like you're not going to invest an extensive amount of your money particularly, but also your time, and just kind of see how you feel about that and see where it takes you. Let's see the rest. High Priestess. Definitely listen to your intuition. If your intuition is telling you that this is not the right time for it, there's probably a reason, right? If you're feeling a little bit of hesitation because you have a lot of other things on the go, there's usually a reason for that. And the Star card, okay, I do have to cover her up because she's a nudist. All right, so, when it comes to the High Priestess and the Star card, I actually really like these energies because they can talk about doing some kind of deep psychological or spiritual healing. It does feel like a bit of a deep dive. So you know what? I still stand by my, take it small and slow in the beginning if this is something that you're impulsively wanting to invest a lot of time or energy into. I still say, be a little hesitant about that, but I would encourage you to follow your intuition if it has guided you to this particular hobby or thing or relationship or new idea or new project. I would still say go for it, because ultimately what I'm seeing here with these 2 last cards, the High Priestess and the Star, it's actually that it's going to help you to heal and to feel a greater sense of health and well-being, and it can help to heal your heart, especially if it's something creative, which usually when we're talking about the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands, it is. It's a creative form of expression. And that doesn't have to be traditionally something creative like art, music, whatever, but it can be. And I see you looking to find balance in your life. And if this is something that's going to help to contribute to that balance, then of course, like I said, go for it. If it's going to throw you off balance and it's going to create a misdirection of your energy, or if it's going to distract you from other more important things or things that you value, then again, not the best idea. And if this, I'll just say it, if this is a relationship, because the Ace of Wands can spark new passion and new physical connection with someone. And if you're going into this feeling very optimistic about, okay, I'm ready to really get down to business and commit to this person right away, I would say hold off on that. Because again, you don't want to overcommit and then have them underdeliver and you be very disappointed and hurt and feel like you wasted your time, your energy, or even your money. So just be cautious. That's what tarot wants to tell you tonight. Be cautious, group number 1, because it may not turn out the way you expect, but if you follow your intuition and you go down a path that feels aligned and like it's bringing you a sense of relief, release, or healing, or all of the above, that is ideal. That's the path that is meant for you, or that, if you want to choose it, is there for you. Yeah, I think we can just leave it there. So I'm gonna call that a short reading for you, group number 1, but that's what Tara wanted to say to you tonight, is go in a bit cautious, not guarded, but cautious. Be practical, curb a little bit of that initial impulsivity and enthusiasm, although don't squash it completely because that's healthy, but make sure that you're looking at all of the details and not overextending yourself in one particular area to the neglect of another. Follow your intuition and it will lead you to healing, whatever path that happens to look like, or whatever path that happens to be. All right, so that's what I see for you, group number 1. Short little reading, but I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know if you enjoy this late night tarot talk. And if you do, I can make this a more regular thing. We can go more in depth. We can really explore what tarot wants to talk about late at night. Thank you for being here on Tarot and Beyond. I so appreciate your presence and energy in these readings. Thank you for liking the video if you enjoyed it, sharing it with a friend if you think they would benefit from one of these readings as well, commenting below and letting me know how you enjoyed or what this reading meant to you, and subscribe to the channel for more. Lots more to come. If you guys are interested in deep diving here on Tarot and Beyond, I do have memberships available. There are 2 tiers you can choose from, and both give you access to the members only pick a card readings, as well as monthly live streams with me where you guys can ask me direct personal questions and receive guidance from spirit. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find the link to book through my website in the description box below. It's tarotandbeyond.com. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. You guys chose the Fool card in reverse. So I'm interested to see what your reading is going to be about. What does tarot want to talk about for you tonight? The Fool card in reverse can be a bit of a false start. That's what I just heard in my head, is false start. So it's kind of like you thought that you were going to be moving forward, but then all of a sudden nothing happens. And it's kind of like jerky. They're showing me like a car that you try to put in first gear, and if it's like a manual, you catch the clutch and then it stalls out. You know, if you've ever driven a standard car, that's what it feels like. It's like a little bit clunky and then it stalls. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. Let's find out what this is and why this is happening. Okay. So for group number 2, what is this false start? And what do they need to know? I did feel those 2 cards. Actually, let's just go as we go along. 2 of Pentacles could be to do with your finances or money, finding balance in your life with your income. The Moon card. Ooh. False start. I did just get, okay, this has nothing to do with any of the cards here, but I did just hear the word marriage. So random. But it was specifically when I was looking at the moon. So there could be something about marriage in the unconscious mind, or this could be about investing in a marriage, or it's wanting to go into a marriage or have your marriage go in a certain direction, and it feels like a false start of some kind. It's a little bit imbalanced, a little bit up and down. Yeah, they're showing me the waves behind the 2 of Pentacles, kind of like a roller coaster of emotions. And that when I think of doing one of those like clutch slip situations in first gear, it can feel stressful. Like I know when I was first learning to drive, my car now is automatic, but I do know how to drive standard. And I remember learning to drive standard. It was so stressful because I kept missing that spot and being a little too jerky. And it's like you have to do so many things at once. You have to push down the clutch and then release it at the same time that you're pushing the gas. And that's kind of what I'm getting with the Two of Pentacles. It's like you're trying to do two things at once and get those into balance, and it's hard. And then it's a little bit clunky. It's a little bit chunky. It's not smooth the way it ideally could be. And I think that's why the moon here, possibly referring to your marriage or a marriage or the idea of marriage, something to do with, it's like behind the scenes, there's some kind of fear or there's some kind of stress or worry that may be incorporating into this, or being influencing this situation and making it a little bit less smooth. Because I know for me, the stress of trying to learn how to drive made it harder to do it well. And I found that I actually drove better alone rather than having someone there with me who was kind of trying to coach me or tell me what to do, or I was afraid they were going to get mad or judge me or get frustrated. So I found that just taking the car out into like a parking lot close by to my house on my own was a lot easier. So it could be like trying to find balance on your own, so that you can have better balance in relationships or harmony in marriage. Four of Pentacles, but it does definitely have to do with finances, because we have two Pentacles cards here too. And the Four of Pentacles is kind of like, I need to find this stability. I need to find a way to hold on to things because I feel like everything's slipping through my fingers. And that's what they're showing me, is somebody like holding on because there's this fear that it's going to slip out of your fingers. And I think that's part of that Two of Pentacles energy too, right? Where that energy is, it's a little bit topsy-turvy, it's unpredictable, it's slipping, and it's not necessarily catching and then moving forward. So I can see why that fear or that sort of need to hold on and, not let this slip out of your fingers would be there. It makes sense, right? And we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. Worried about having to give money. Maybe if this is to do with marriage, this could be like a divorce where there's going to be some kind of, there's like a lot of money that you have to spend maybe on lawyers' fees, or what is that called? Alimony? I don't know. I've never been married. So I don't know. I've never been married, let alone divorced. So, but for those of you who may have, this could be something that is causing fear, or unconsciously there's like a lot of stress or worry about that, and it's impacting the rest of your life and your sense of security and stability. So I would definitely watch your finances. And if this has nothing to do with marriage at all, this is really watch your finances, because if you're trying to make progress, but you're worried and you're stressing and you're unconsciously in that lack or scarcity mindset where you're holding on and grasping and trying to conserve in a way that's not necessarily aligned or empowered, there's nothing wrong with saving. There's nothing wrong with being cautious. There's nothing wrong with being practical. But when it gets unhelpful and counterproductive is when we try to hold on to things too tightly and we get into that fear mindset, and the worry actually drives more of the imbalance. So it becomes a negative feedback loop, and you really don't want that, because then you're going to get more and more frustrated trying to make forward motion happen and keep stalling out and keep seeing or feeling like there's a lack of progress. So I would say slow down and de-stress, because the Fool in the upright position is worry-free. Like, he's carefree. Sometimes a little bit too much, but in this circumstance, it's actually a good thing to be a little bit less worried, because the worry, I think, is what's driving a lot of this imbalance. And so the more that you can just come at it with a realistic and practical yet relaxed approach, where you're a little bit more trusting and not feeling quite so fearful. Okay, let's get another card here. Knight of Swords. I just saw somebody writing a schedule, like a calendar or maybe a budget. So you may want to actually get real practical about it and write down your expenses, your monthly income, how much goes out. Like if you're like me, if you're like me and numbers stress you out and tracking and organizing things stresses you out, so you have no idea how much comes. Only when people ask me how much, I'm like, I have no idea. How much do you make a month? No idea. Plus I'm an entrepreneur, so it varies. But, I'm seeing like if you can get organized, group number 2, it's really going to help to kind of parse out these things in your mind that may be overwhelming you and causing you to overthink things and then stress and worry, causing that false start and that stalling out and that stop and go type of energy. So it'll give you peace of mind is what they just said. Yeah, peace of mind. Peace of mind, definitely. And it'll help you to feel more secure, more stable, so that things are a little bit more predictable. Because I think it's the unpredictability that is causing a little bit of this, well, a lot of this worry, fear, stress. And then the grasping, clasping type of energy, because the fear is saying, I'm not going to have enough. There's not enough. What do I do? But there is enough. It's just you've got to be careful about where you're putting it and why you're putting it there. You'd want to look at that too. I think we'll get these. That's how many? 4? Okay, it's a little bit more than I expected, but that's fine. Page of Cups. Oh, I just heard get your emotions in check. Tarot, late night tarot, no holds barred. Really just telling it like it is, okay? So get your emotions in check, group number 2, because I think the emotional imbalance is the main contributing factor. It may be contributing to you spending more than you should, or it may be contributing to you, like I said, holding on in a way that is counterproductive or detrimental. So either way, the emotions, they really need to be leveled out. And we can even see that here in these 2 cards. Like the 2 of Pentacles. Can you guys see that? Yeah. The 2 of Pentacles is very rocky, up and down, wavy. And then the Page of Cups, it's a little bit smoother. There's still some waves there, but it's not quite so aggressive. So smoothing out, regulating those emotions. So, let's take the example of learning to drive stick. All right. It would be like taking a minute, doing some deep breathing, grounding, getting centered, going over all of those steps in your mind, and then sitting down in the seat and letting your body do the work, like letting it be a little bit more touchy-feely in that sense. So it's less emotional and more feeling-based. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because emotions and feeling are 2 different things. Emotion is felt, but feeling is just body-centric, whereas emotion is something we experience both physically and mentally. So it feels like if you can calm your body down, you'll be able to calm your mind down, the unconscious mind and the fears, and then you'll be able to get a handle on what you need to do and how you're going to do it. Ace of Cups, I love this. Okay, so yeah, they're very much talking about getting your emotions really, really nice and balanced. And the Ace of Cups is a good indication that you'll be able to do this in a very self-directed way. So you'll be able to find harmony, and look at how nice and smooth and serene the water is in this particular card. Still, very still. And those lily pads and the lilies there are making me think of abundance. So I do see that the more that you can calm yourself emotionally, surrender and feel that increased sense of trust through the peace of mind that you get from just grounding and regulating yourself emotionally, the better your results are going to be financially. The more You'll have like stability, because they're showing me a frog in my mind hopping from lily pad to lily pad. It's like you'll have something stable to get you to the next step. You'll be able to get it in first. You'll be able to shift it into second. You'll be able to keep going and build up speed and get to where you want to go and feel more confident in yourself in the process. The Hierophant. This is Taurus energy, Taurian energy here. So the Hierophant is really good at being grounded, creating structures. That calendar reference really applies here, like sitting down and writing a budget out or tracking your everything, just tracking everything. I think, again, that's going to give you that structure and that routine that will give you that peace of mind and help you to feel more stable, because it's sitting right here on top of the Four of Pentacles and the Moon card. So it helps to give you physical stability that will give you peace of mind emotionally and mentally. It is also about trusting a higher power here, though. It's not all, just being very, very practical and rigid in terms of how you organize this. That's a huge part of it. But the underlying thing here that I'm seeing with these cards, they're talking about getting spiritually grounded as well, which means trusting and working with the energy of manifestation properly. And if there's anything that Spirit has taught me, and I'm still learning, I'm still not a master at like money or anything like that. It's like I have Chiron in the second, so it's one of those like challenges for me personally. But if you can trust and still be practical at the same time, and you come from an energy of abundance, if you make choices from abundance, you will get more abundance. If you make choices from lack, you will continue to get lack back. And that is something that I have seen time and time again for myself and many of my clients over the years as well. So being able to trust in a higher power, but not being frivolous or impulsive with that, it's still being rational, but coming from this energy of, okay, I have more than enough because I trust that I can create that and that it will come to me when I feel that that is truth for me. Then it starts to show up and you will see it. Sometimes it's not like, oh, okay, I feel I'm gonna sit here and pretend I'm a millionaire, and then all of a sudden you get that million. That's not how that works. But if you make a choice that comes from a place of abundance, if you invest in yourself in that way, it will come back, usually multiplied in some way, even if it's a small amount. And then you have the Chariot, okay? So this is the movement. And I love that we have the Chariot here, since they were giving me that reference and they were showing me the example of the car and the false start and the jerky, clutch motion. The Chariot represents vehicles. So you might even be worried because you have to invest money in a car, or because you need to go on some kind of a trip that you weren't expecting, or maybe this is to do with marriage, because I forgot that they gave me the word marriage earlier, and the Hierophant can represent a long-term commitment. So it could be like committing to a vehicle or committing to a marriage, and you have to buy, like, let's say, for example, you're getting married and it's going to be expensive to have the wedding, depending on what kind of wedding you're having. But that would be a legitimate worry. That would be a legitimate stress and reason to be a little bit like, off balance, because that's a lot. So again, the message is the same. If you can regulate your emotions and come from this very stable place within you, it's going to make it easier for you to get what you need and to set things in order. And then you'll see that movement forward. And you'll experience the real manifestation energy, because that's really at the core of this. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about practical stuff here, but the core of it is manifestation. How are you creating your reality? Through your emotional experience, your thoughts, your intentions. And we cannot deny the fact that actions are a big part of that too. It's not just thinking and feeling it into being, it is doing it into being as well. When you combine all those things and you have them in harmony and alignment, that's when you start to see good results. So group 2, the late night tarot message for you is really to get calm, serene, find your happy place. You know, like in Happy Gilmore, go to your happy place, happy. And then you'll be able to achieve great things. You'll be able to make great strides, is what Spirit just said. Great strides ahead, great strides forward. You'll see a lot of progress in your finances. And anything that you're worried about will resolve with ease. That's what Spirit's saying right now. They're saying it. It's going to resolve with ease. So whatever the situation is, it will work out. Just take care of yourself. That's really what matters here the most. Take care of yourself. Okay? So that is what I see for you, group number 2. Thank you for joining me tonight for Late Night Tarot Talk. If you enjoyed this particular episode on Tarot and Beyond, let me know in the comments below and I'll do more of these. And thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you sharing your energy with us here in the reading. Thank you for liking the video if you enjoyed it and found value here. Thank you for sharing it with a friend if you think they would find value from it as well. Subscribe to the channel, stick around for more readings. And if you want to dive deeper, I do have memberships available. There's 2 tiers that you can choose from with different benefits, but both of them will give you access to the members only pick a card readings, as well as the monthly live streams where members can ask me personal questions live on camera. And if you guys would like to go even deeper, I do have personal readings available. You can book through my website, which is linked in the description box below this video. It's tarotandbeyond.com. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hello, group number 3. You guys chose the Judgment card in reverse. And when I laid this card down, I asked Spirit, is it meant to be reversed or is it meant to be upright? Because I realized I was holding the deck upside down at the time. And they said, no. That's for a reason. It's meant to be reversed. So group 3, I feel like you've recently made a decision, and they just gave me the word conclusion as well. I heard that. So you're concluding something by making this decision, by really setting it into motion, or definitively, it's almost like it's being written in stone. You're changing something. There's a conclusion here. Okay, so let me just get that in screen here and we'll get some more information. I'm very curious. Yeah, I do feel that card. Queen of Cups. Okay. Yeah, they keep showing me the stone, like the stone here, the stone throne that she's sitting on. So it's like solid, something solid. By making this decision, you are placing yourself in a very solid position. Or you're creating a very solid timeline, perhaps. Yeah. Ooh, the Devil. Ooh, well, yes, okay, yeah, you're concluding. They did mention that before, right? Concluding something. So you're concluding a period of entrapment is what they just said. Okay, a period of entrapment. And it's because you're gaining emotional stability. It's like solid, and you're standing firm in what you know to be right for you, and you're giving all of your focus to that. You know, she's holding this cup and she's really looking at it. She's giving it all of her focus. She's not looking out at anything else, and she's very stable. So you are investing in this particular decision wholeheartedly, because the Queen of Cups is connected to the heart. So you're going into it wholeheartedly. You're not holding anything back. And by making this decision, you're setting in stone that you're what did they say? Oh, I can't remember now. Well, you guys will have heard it just now, so you'll know, but I can't remember what that phrase that they gave us. Anyway, oh, look at that, 2 of Swords. Yeah, that's the decision I was feeling. And group 1 had the 2 of Swords as well. That was their significator card. I did put it back into the deck. If you felt called to that reading, perhaps perhaps there's some messages there for you. But if not, there's definitely a decision that you've made. And it's getting you free. It's freeing you. 7 of Wands. And the Death card. Yeah, that's the conclusion for sure. What is this? I'm so curious, group number 3. Because it feels quite intense. Like it's a big deal that you are making or have made this decision and are putting all of your effort and emotion and focus into this new path. I feel like you're very dedicated. Stalwart. I just heard that word. I've never really used that in a sentence. So I kind of know the definition, but not 100%. So I'll put it up on the screen here so that I can learn, because I will have Googled it. Editing Siobhan, thanks for Googling that and putting it there. So yeah, it's a major conclusion. I do want to see this card. Feels, love. The Lovers. But the Lovers, it can be about love, can be about relationship. But more than anything else, I need to cover them up. Hold on. Yeah, they get teddy bears instead of clothes. But more than anything, in the original Versailles Tarot, the Lovers was actually about decision, and it showed 3 people. And so it's kind of like a love triangle, and this one person had to choose between these 2 people, these 2 options. So again, we have the theme of choice here in your reading. So this could be a decision to leave a relationship, or you have already left this relationship. It is coming to a conclusion. There is a death process happening there. You finally set a boundary and you're standing your ground. You're not backing down. You took emotions out of it in a way, but the choice was ultimately very emotional. But you found somehow, or you're finding, if you haven't done this yet, but it does feel past tense. So that's the way I'm going to read it. But apply it how it fits for you. It does feel as though you were able to look at it very objectively, and using those emotions in a very clear way, make the decision definitively. So it's not like those emotions prevented you from seeing it clearly and then making the choice that would be more detrimental. I think that your emotions in this case really served you well, because they showed you where things were off, or where things didn't feel right, or where you knew that you needed to redirect in a different path. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like you've accepted that this was not good to continue, and you chose, no matter how painful that may have been, or how much discipline that took from you, like a lot. I see that it took a lot of willpower, self-control, to make this decision. But like, you stuck to it, or you're going to. Oh, those 2. 3 of Pentacles. And 8 of Cups. Yeah, the 8 of Cups is walking away. So this could be the end of a relationship, or at the end of a business partnership, or a job. Those are the sort of the main ones that I see here. But yeah, it feels like, actually, we'll get more. So I'll put these over here to leave room. It does feel like you may have even consulted with people around you, like, hey, what do you guys think? And not letting those opinions sway you, but using those perspectives to your benefit to see things more clearly and detach a little bit from your subjective enmeshment in the situation, like being a little too close to it to see it clearly, and having those alternative perspectives may have helped you to make this decision, or will help you. But really, ultimately, this choice is to go after what is truly, truly going to be satisfying and emotionally healthy for you. So ending a relationship or leaving the job or, changing the way that you're approaching a particular situation, it's really for your best. That's what I see here. So good for you. King of Cups. Wow, look at that. It's really for your best. And I see a lot of balance here. Now, since we do have counterparts, the king and queen of cups, and we do have the Lovers card, and even the Death card has those two figures in the Lovers, but just in a different environment. I feel like this will actually help you to have better relationships, but not with this person, if this is a person that you're separating from, because I see people going in two different directions. She's looking that way and she's focused on herself, and he's looking this way and he's not really paying attention. So it does feel like a separation. Yeah, they just gave me the word conclusion again. Conclusion. An ending. But like I said, the ending is for the best, and it's going to create opportunity for new horizons. New horizons, because they're showing me the sun in the Death card and the sun behind the angel and the Lovers. So there will be a new day dawning post conclusion, right? You make the decision, you walk away, you go in a different direction, you stand your ground, you focus on yourself and the choice that you've made, and then a new opportunity or a new life. Really, it's not even an opportunity. It's not like it's one thing that this conclusion is bringing in. It's an entirely new state of being. It's an entirely new life. They did just say life cycle. So I do feel that this goes beyond just this lifetime. Whatever, that's why I was feeling like this impact of the Judgment card here was so big. It's like it's written in stone. And that's something that lasts a long time. Like when I think of things that are written in stone, this Moses comes to mind, the Ten Commandments, the hieroglyphs on the pyramids and in Egypt come to mind. So these are things that have stood the test of time. And so this decision, whatever it is, whether it's ending a relationship or working to connect better in one or leaving a job, whatever it is, it's ending a cycle that has been negatively impacting you, and it's setting you up for lifetimes to come much better karma, much better cycles, because you chose alignment. You chose what was going to be healthy for you rather than what you were attached to or what there was enmeshment around or what you felt obligated to do. I see you putting an end to that, again, no matter how painful it was, and really setting yourself up well for the future in this life and the next. So this is big. Congratulations, Group 3. This is not easy. But you did it, and I want to congratulate you on that, because I know how hard that can be. But you've really done good work for yourself here, because you will see the benefits of this really, really long lasting. That is what I see for you, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you enjoyed this late night tarot talk, let me know in the comments below, and I will do these more regularly. If you guys have any ideas for readings or topics that you want to see covered here on the channel, feel free to leave those in the comments below. Thank you so much for contributing your energy here in the reading, for watching. If you enjoyed the reading and found value, thank you for liking the video, sharing it with a friend maybe who might value it as well, and subscribe to the channel for more. And if you'd like to dive deeper, I do have memberships available. There's 2 tiers with different options. Both will give you access to the members only pick cards and the monthly live streams where you can ask me questions and receive direct guidance from Spirit. And if you want to dive deeper in a more private fashion, I do have personal readings available, and you can book with me through my website, which is linked in the description box below. It's tarotandbeyond.com. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.